Anyway, I want to ask you about those Red Sox as we kick off 5 for Friday. So Boston's on a heater for a while now, 21-23. Let's remember how they started the season, 11-20, and we were like, is Trevor Story ever going to homer? Look how things change. And I'll give you most of this one to start off 5 for Friday. Will the Red Sox get back to 500 before June 1? That means they would need to win 4 of their next 6, Kev, and most of those games are coming up against Baltimore. So do they get there?
Yeah, they get there. They are playing so good as a unit. Their starting pitching's been really good. Rich Hill's been amazing at his age, still doing his thing. You look at what they do, but I will say this. We've talked about the three-headed monster all years. That's Devers, J.D. Martinez, who, by the way, is as on fire as I've ever seen as far as getting hits and hitting the ball where it's pitched, and Xander Bogaerts. So those three and that three-headed monster have been there all year. The problem is now you got Kike, Trevor Story, all Vasquez. The boys are all kind of contributing, and now you get hot because hitting's contagious, Bronny. And that's the thing. When you're going bad, you go bad. And when you're going good, it's like the whole scene. We got bloops going, we got line drives are falling, we got homers are happening. But Trevor Story, what he's done, and I'm going to tell you, when I went to Texas and I was doing my first 3 games there, I look up, he had 1 home run, he had, I think it was like 12 or 14 RBIs, and he was hitting just around 200, maybe a tick under. And all of a sudden, boom! He has been on fire. He went home to Fenway. The weather's going to start heating up. We got grand slams. And now we've got 7 homers in 7 days or whatever it was. He's got like 33 or 4 RBIs in May, and we're still going. So that's a big deal. He's now settling in as a Sox.
He's second in the American League in runs batted in already. I mean, he's flying. He's a great kid. You know, the work ethic's there. He's trying to get better every single day. I'm all about it. And so, yeah, I'm with you. I think they hop to the 500 mark by June 1 just because also they're playing Baltimore. And, you know, the Orioles are at 18-27. Not terrible, but, you know, they're not keeping up with the rest of the AL East. So I'll put him there. And Cora, what's the deal? So now he's going to be clean-shaven Alex Cora every day? He has to, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be. Baseball America prospect. He looked like Santa Claus with the beard, and now he looks like he can go ahead and play second base. If the there he is. If the Red Sox need a second baseman, he could pick it with the best of them.
I like it, Kev. He sheds like 20 years when he gets rid of the beard, and everyone's trying to look younger. So do it, you know?
If I take the Just for Men out of my beard, I look like Brett Favre, Santa Claus. There's just straight white powdered donuts. Continue on, yes.
Everybody needs a little help, okay? And for me, it's the opposite problem. I look like I'm 12 unless I have a little facial hair. So here we go, baby. And you know who's aging like a fine wine? The great JV, Justin Verlander. He's 39 years old. No one can tell because he looks like the 2019 version. So is he the best pitcher in baseball again as he goes up against the Seattle Mariners tonight?
Yeah, nobody's better right now. Justin Verlander is like, it was a comp that I heard that was great. He's like the Tom Brady of baseball. I mean, the guy looks exactly the same. And when you talk about a bona fide ace in this game, Justin Verlander's that guy. He's not loved by everybody, his teammates and stuff. He's kind of in his own little scene. But let me tell you about Justin Verlander. When he toes it up every 5th day, yeah, he's the best pitcher there is right now. 39 years old, making this game look easy. And I don't know if this is the new, you know, the hitter, launch angle, whatever it is, because the old guys are still rocking and rolling. I mean, when Clayton was going, you got Max Scherzer, you got Justin Verlander, Adam Wainwright still doing his thing. But this guy hasn't skipped a beat. When I say a beat, Bronny, as you see, the velocity from the first pitch of this year was like 94, 95, 96, 97, breaking balls, and his location's been impeccable. And Dusty Baker is definitely fired up that he's back.
Velocity, pitch usage, I was looking at results off the fastball. Like everything is the same from a few years ago. And let's not forget, it was 18 months without Major League Baseball. He comes back, and I'm with you there. Different cat, and I mean that almost in the like Jordan, where it's like, I'll kill you to win, you know, a golf match or whatever it is, right? I'll kill you to win cards. Like the competitiveness is uber crazy, and that's why it drives him to be this good at this age. I like the GOAT, the Brady comp as well. Yeah, he's the best, and also if you have one game that you need to win it all right now, it's JV, isn't it?
Justin Verlander.
again. Yeah, we can still do that. If you watch the network back in the day, it was on repeat. There was like 3 commercials when we were a baby network. This is my 11th season, and that was one of them. That's how we met Kate, so it all worked out. Anyway, can the Cardinals keep pace with the Brewers in the National League Central? As we'll flip it to the top 2 teams in the division. Milwaukee's 4.5 games up. Lights out bullpen. We've seen what they can do with their starting staff for years. And they're swinging the bats better than last year, Kev.
Yeah, Rowdy right there. That's a big deal for them. You know, this guy comes in, he's tied for the league. I mean, they're homers with 9, leading their team with 33 RBIs. But, you know, Kutch, they brought in some dudes, some veteran guys, some presence. Now it takes a little pressure off Yelich. He's not the only guy. I know the salary dictates like, oh my God, we can have Yelich be an MVP. No, you don't. What they do is they win games back into that bullpen. End of story. Josh Hader has been remarkable, had a tick complications with his wife and having a child and all this stuff going on, and he still steps right back in and does his job last night. This guy is a complete star. When we first saw him, little guy throwing a million miles out from the left side, you're thinking, holy cow. You get around Josh Hader and you're like, yeah, unbelievable dude. We've had a chance to cover him, you know, in spring training, sit down with him and talk to him, but with Devin Williams and him, like, game's over. That's a huge deal for Craig Counsell and this organization. So they win baseball games, and then you bring in some personalities, and you look at the personalities. They're a fun group. I like them.
They've got it all. I mean, yes, at the trade deadline, I would say, if anything, sure, you can add a bullpen arm just to give yourself the depth you need. Maybe add another bat to the lineup. This is a full season for the most part of Adames, even though, you know, he's a little banged up right now. The offense looks much better than it did. The only problem I had was, okay, can the 3-headed monster in the rotation be the same as this year? And Freddie Peralta is going to be out for a while. Eric Lauer, hello. He's come in there, and he looks like the rest of the dudes. It's like, you know how you say hitting is contagious? I think the strikeouts are contagious with that starting staff.
Yeah, you get around Burnsley and Woodruff, you got to have that strikeout, and you got Josh Hader, who doesn't even make contact. So, like, yeah, let's just strike everybody out.
Yeah, it's hitterish, or I guess in the staff you feel whatever, whifferish, I guess you could call it. I'll make up words with you. Here's the one thing, though, as we go to number 4 on 5 for Friday, Kev. Yeah, we love the Brewers, but can anyone slow down the monster, the powerhouse, the super team that is the Los Angeles Dodgers? As now, their lead in the division is not as large as Milwaukee's because they're just 2 games up on San Diego. Padres are playing good ball, but I'm not the biggest run differential guy because we see position players coming in late in games and all that, but that number is ridiculous. Plus 114, and we're in late May. So can anyone slow them down, and are they the World Series favorites in your mind at the moment?
Yeah, they are. They are. I mean, they're the Dodgers. They just do things the Dodger way this last little decade. Ever since Dave Roberts has kind of stepped there as manager, that front office with Freeman, they have just done things. They have a budget, they could spend some money, and they do the right thing with that money. There's a lot of teams out there that have money. They just don't have the means to kind of put the right scenes, and they bring in the wrong things. And you got chemistry issues, you got people getting hurt. Dodgers figured out they have depth. You're going to get Dustin May back at some point, maybe in July. You look at who they have, the guys that step up, Tyler Anderson, Tony Gonsolin, that goes in there, and they're undefeated. So we don't even talk about them. We talk about Clayton Kershaw's injuries. That's fine. Next. And they just keep going. And then offensively, obviously, we're talking about the run differential. You go out and get Freddie Free. You got Mookie Betts. They have MVPs all over this league and lose Corey Seager. Okay, no big deal. We're just going to keep going. So this train's on. You just hope that you can get on that train and become a Dodger Blue because they are the best team in baseball.
You're right. Pitchers come over there, too, and they blossom. Like Tyler Anderson looks ridiculous this year. There's more coming with May and with Kershaw coming back and Heaney coming back and Duffy coming back. The other thing, have you seen the movie Man on Fire back in the day with Denzel? Like, he's just ripping through everyone because the girl gets taken, the whole thing. I almost feel like sometimes, you know, you're a superstar, you've accomplished it all, you've already got the World Series titles like Mookie and Freddie, but wait, your OG team didn't keep you? Like, to me, there's still a little man on fire action, especially with Freddie because it's really hot and recent. This team wins, and then whatever it is, they didn't pay you enough to keep you. So I do feel that, and I like that from my best players.
Yeah. And they buy in. They buy in because their lives are different. I don't know if I could have played for this situation because I love playing baseball, but the matchups, they all buy in. You get Max Muncy and matchups and all this stuff, and it seems like they're just a full-on team. They buy in with this. It's like no ego. Let's go win championships, and that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and then there aren't any egos, or at least for the most part, with the Yankees because you're not allowed to show off your facial hair, and this is most importantly where I'd like to finish our 5 for Friday. Special request here, Kev, because we're the facial hair experts. Is Matt Carpenter's mustache the Yankees' best in-season acquisition? What is going on here? What is this? It's like, hey, you can't have the rest. And actually, last time we were on, we were going over the stash versus the beard situation. Well, Carp's got it working, and he's Donnie Baseball, isn't he?
It is. Dude, let me just tell you, I don't know why it's so funny for all of us, because in the 70s, everybody rocked them, right? You got the old Oakland A's back in the day, white helmets, and the boys all had longer hair with mustaches. But in this new generation, we're all been like clean cut and all the thing, and a mustache is amazing. So when you can rock that it's dark-haired mustache guyers. Like I have a little bit of the gray, the blonde, the light brown, so I've never rocked a good stash. I could always connect. You know, you're a guy that's waiting to connect, you know, and I think you might hit puberty this summer. I know darn well your arms are getting good, your body fat looks great, but you're going to get this. But Carp's, the color, the thickness, it's amazing. So I think immediately he looks like the guy that should have played in the 80s with Donnie Baseball.
He's a throwback. And for me, no, I get rid of this, okay? The smooching action's not the same. You know, that's a different topic in another show, but it doesn't work the same. Carp's rocking it, though, and his kids say what about it?
It's different. You know, my kids didn't recognize me when I walked out of the bathroom. So, I got a 6- and 5-year-old at home. They've never seen me without a beard. So, yeah, it's a little different, but, you know, I'm here to rock it.
Oh, it's even better with that outfit, Kev. The outfit in the clubhouse, he looks like he's got the lumberjack going on.
Yeah, you got TCU boy coming in town to New York, got rocking the show stats, and let's go, boys.
I love it. I love it. Carp, keep it rocking, okay?